Suicide attempt survivors, what are some moments you would have missed out on if you had taken your lives? My cat and horse, but when they go I go. Coronavirus, woozy face, heart. Marriage, kids, traveling. Sense of fulfillment. Proper fear, the sense of huge department, house but still. Many more. Wouldn't say life before was worse or better, but teenage love can be troublesome. Glad I am still here. Graduated college with honors. Got to speak at an art history symposium. Met my fiancé, fell in love with both him and his child. Got pregnant, while the pregnancy was god-awful, my beautiful daughter was born. Got to experience almost all of her milestones while working from home. Though there are still days where I just don't want to exist, I'm amazed that I've lived this long. I didn't attempt anything but felt a significant progress in my mental health and had a lot of intrusive thoughts and had several and frequent calls of the void that I shook off by saying, hey, if I kilometers I won't be able to see Chelsea FC winning the Champions League again. Chelsea won bad. I felt it as a major signal to keep going and work better on my mental health. A lot of good things. The ones that stand out the most are my family. I found out I was pregnant with my then boyfriend 2 weeks after my attempts. We are now married and have multiple babies. I'm very happy I didn't miss it. My wife and I both had our worst times, had a plan and date. We never even would have started dating. Nothing has been great, it's just been the same. So woman shrugging, I would have missed being made fun of by my friend for being suicidal. I was active duty army. I had a plan to put on my dress uniform and gang myself from a bridge by the front gate of the installation. I had my dress uniform and a rope with a noose ready to go in my car. I was walking out of the house the day I was going to do it. My firstborn was awake and saw me leaving. He told me that he loves me. He was either 2 or 3 at the time. I would have missed his life. Now I have 3 other kids too. I would have missed them all and everything else that I've accomplished since that day. My grandma's death earlier this year. I was 14 and homeless when I tried the first time, with a handful of attempts after that, and I still think about how I never would have seen myself graduate high school on my own. I never would have found the music scene that I love and therefore never would have met my wife and had my son, and I never would have known that I could pull me and my family out of poverty to a place that we may not be wealthy but we are living so much more easily. I would have never had my amazing son. It doesn't mean much to others, I'm sure, but had I succeeded, I wouldn't have gone to the Joanne World Tour with my aunt and never would have gotten as close to her and my uncle as I am now. March 2020 was when I attempted and I fell into a coma and woke up in a hospital several days later, and apparently I had been on a ventilator and I was delirious. Part of the delirium was that I believed I had died and was in hell and being tested. I'm not religious at all. The test was that I had to get back to my family, but they would be taken farther and farther away from me. While I was medically recovering, there was a global pandemic declared and I could no longer receive visitors. The one-to-one that watch over me was a flat earther and doomsday prepper who was very excited about the shutdown and kept going on about it. The whole thing felt very weird and I felt almost silly inside. I was on steroids for my breathing and was feeling giddy and hyper but also couldn't walk. Then I went to the psych ward, which was a very bad situation. It was dirty and abusive. I got out after a week and when I left I felt like Rick Grimes on the very first episode of The Walking Dead. There was no one on the street except one woman in full burqa selling fruit. My husband had picked me up and we were in the only car on the road in an empty city. When we got home there was a painting depicting hell by the garage that someone had left because my husband restores antiques and the frame needed repair. I started to get upset about it, so my husband took the picture away and helped me calm down. Then I walked through the door and there they were. I dropped to my knees at the sight of them, my precious children. The reunion was so beautiful. I have epilepsy, so they had been told that my hospitalization was due to complications from that, which wasn't exactly a lie. The suicidal thoughts and actions may have been due to my medication. I've been a lot better since changing it. My kids now understand that I have depression and have gotten to see how a person deals with this illness responsibly by going to therapy, taking meds, and following a treatment plan. We've also adopted 2 cats and everyone in the house is so much happier as a result. I didn't miss the Animal Crossing update, which I personally don't care about, but my kids sat on my lap for a few hours and redesigned their whole island, which was very fun. I'm grateful that I didn't miss the pandemic too, because it's historic and happening to US now, and that's neat. I smoked pot for the first time and that was fun. Lots of little things. The big thing is that I didn't ruin my kids' lives forever. I'm still working on the guilt of that in therapy. The load gets lighter day by day. I'm also happy that I lived because I think my story is sort of funny. I hope you liked it. Graduating high school, my first healthy relationship, my first job. I love it so far, everyone is very kind. Seeing my father proud of myself, who went into his dream college and have a bright future now. My last suicide attempt was when I was 14. Right after that I changed schools, where I met my best friend and now husband. I got my driver's license, I graduated high school and went to college, and I just finished a cross-country road trip, which has been the craziest and most amazing thing. I still struggle with my depression sometimes, but I wholeheartedly believe that something, God, the universe, I don't know, kept me alive for a reason, and I would have missed out on some of my favorite moments. At 27 I've started an IT apprenticeship, made some amazing new friends at work and online, slowly learning about a trade I'm passionate about. Now know that I'm neurodiverse and getting the right medicine/help for it. When I attempted, I was undiagnosed, working as a bartender for shit money and in debt with shitty toxic friends who didn't care about me. Hated that job and my life. That was 2 years ago, and I've slowly been building myself up. It gets better, sometimes it takes time. Fuck societal, you should do this by this age. No. Find yourself and what makes you happy. I would never have lost weight. I would never have found true love. I would never have grown up. I would never have learned what it means to be truly happy. I am so happy I failed. Attempted at 9. Since then I've became a prefect. Met my best friend, who is my strong pillar of support and the guy of my dreams. Met my little brother. Was a guest speaker at a special event. Met the best youth military school co-curricular activity mates. Small moments like watching my son tie his laces for the first time, or my daughter singing the Wellerman. Fuck, I don't think about the small moments enough. Monster Hunter Rise. Really though, my excitement for that game and wanting to play it with my friends is what dragged me through one of the darkest points of my life. Sometimes, it's the simple things. The birth of my baby cousin. She is now my whole world. She turns 4 in February. I still struggle, but things are significantly better, and I'm happy my family doesn't have to tell her I'm the family member that killed themselves. Nothing that eventful, tbh. A successful later attempt. Not having my amazing friends who genuinely enjoy my presence and want to be around me and actually care deeply about me, and an awesome boyfriend, even stronger connection with my sister and a bratty niece and nephew who, although can be a little bit annoying, I still love them a lot. Even would miss out on seeing my amazing progress in art. Seriously, I value life a lot more now than I did when I was in a very bad place. I recently fucked up my life bad. I've been contemplating suicide, not seriously, but enough where I imagined throwing myself off a bridge or tall building. I've had depression all my life, and I have also had a wonderful life up until this point, and it's the only thing keeping me going. These posts helped a lot. There's always tomorrow. Being able to see people after COVID, the memories shared with family and friends, and genuine happiness. While I still have my issues, I'm in a lot better spot. And the person who technically saved me is my best friend now. My husband and kids. Nothing. Not a lot, tbh. Having a niece, moving into a better house. I also wouldn't be with my current partner who I love so much, and I'm the luckiest girl in the entire world to have them. Smiling face with hearts. I'm currently with the love of my life. I'm currently making lots of transitional moves to ensure longevity and a frugal future. Missing all of this would have sucked big time. I'm not a suicide attempt survivor, but I saw a lot of comments and I wanted to say, God bless you all.